Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chaotic Corp. We're now on Spotify. Thank the Lord above. We just watched episode 4 of The Mandalorian. Not The Mandalorian, I'm sorry.
Welcome back, everybody.
I mean, he is a Mandalorian, so I mean, I'm not wrong.
We're back on the Book of Boba Fett. It's been a while, kind of like went through a hiatus. Now we're fully caught up on Spotify. Go give us a listen on there, or wherever you get your podcasts from, whether it's Facebook, Twitter. Anchor is a very good website. Of course, we're not sponsored yet. So.
I get my podcast from the homeless man behind Walmart.
Yeah, me too.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Tristan, you want to go to Elkton and just meet up with some random homeless dude and just hit record? Just hit record for like 30 minutes and see what we get.
Yeah, that's the same homeless guy who taught me about that one challenge where like you got to get past those security guards so you can get for free. Again, anyone, just to circle back, if you've done that challenge successfully, please contact me at lossprevention@walmart.com. And I'll be sure to add it to the stats.
I remember you telling us about that. That was really funny.
I learned how to give people the COVID vaccine from a homeless man.
Dude, I got one time. It felt so weird.
Do you just like cut like a little... get a little nick on your finger and then just like smear their
no,
forehead
well, you see,
with your blood?
The thing is, it comes in like a solid block, so you got to heat it up with a spoon first.
What are we heating up?
Oh,
the COVID?
Nice.
We're just heating up the COVID.
You got to heat up the COVID vaccine.
That's so weird. Anyways, back to the episode. So today we open up the episode 4 with finding out how Boba came in contact with assassin Fennick, which I totally forgot, and I pointed out to Tristan that she was actually in season 1. He pointed out to me that she was in season 1, and I had totally forgotten.
Yeah, this dude forgot like what exactly happened, and I had to explain to him like the flares and they're blinding her and all that other shit.
Yeah, I
totally... not gonna lie, I actually had to go back and rewatch that episode of Mando too.
Yeah, me too.
I totally forgot that her torso was like all not electronic, but like droid. That's
machinery.
Machinery.
Stuff.
Yeah, that her whole torso was machinery. And it he picks her up and takes her to where those emo kids with the
modders
with the modded limbs were hanging out, and that's definitely something new. That's like not even something that they've had even in the original trilogy. So I really don't know how I feel about it. It's definitely like the weirdest thing in Star Wars, if I'm going to be honest with you. Out of everything that's in Star Wars, that's got to be the weirdest thing for me.
It kind of makes sense. I mean,
it makes sense. Of course it
does. We've had like multiple like stories in several different genres where people are like cybernetic and
especially Luke.
There's been talk. Yeah. Well, I don't mean just like prosthetics. I mean like with like modifications, like cyberpunk type.
Oh, just for fun.
Yeah.
Like hey, you want a blue eye that shoots laser beams? You get a blue eye that shoots laser beams.
I don't think that was the thing in Star Wars, George.
Well,
the Star Wars podcast.
So, that one chick had red eyes.
It is kind of sudden, but at the same time, it's not like
I feel like all this happening right after, kind of very soon after the original trilogy. I feel like you would have seen it, like even just in the background. You would have seen something like that,
right?
But you didn't.
Right. That's what
it seems like they were very well established.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know.
It's just I don't know. It's just a bit weird for me, but either way,
well established. I mean, like they had a presence and all that. Not, well established in the lore.
Right. So Boba takes Fennick to that, I guess, modding shop, if you want to call it that, and he a lot of people online were freaking out over the guy with the dreadlocks that was working on Fennick. I guess he's some kind of actor outside of Star Wars.
I saw something about that, and
like
I can't remember it now.
I think his name is like Thundercat, but I don't know who he is.
Hold on, maybe
you can do a quick
mid
podcast research.
Yeah, it was.
So he literally takes off this giant hand that he has for his right hand and puts on something that literally looks like straight out of Thor Ragnarok when Stan Lee made a cameo when he cuts Thor's hair. You remember what I'm talking about? Please tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I know what
okay.
you're talking about,
Yeah.
But something while I'm still looking up like his
Just look up who Thundercat is from
thing.
Star Wars Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say was the big hand that he had before.
Uh-huh.
Didn't that kind of look like a B2 like battle droid hand?
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. That was odd. I guess you can't expect
Yeah.
the unexpected, I guess. Is that what it is?
I do have one small critique
About this
about
episode?
that scene.
Oh,
No, about
that's-
that scene is like when Boba gave him the money, he changed his mind, and everyone knows that a Star Wars character cannot change their mind, or Star Wars has been ruined by Disney. So I think I really have an issue with that,
Wait.
and
what?
him changing his mind because that's not allowed at all.
He's okay. His name is it's Steven Thundercat Runer.
And this is his
He is
actual...
the bass. He's the bass guitarist for Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah, I've never heard of that band. You'll have to send me the link.
I've heard of them. I've never listened to them much, but I've
You'll have
heard
to-
they're pretty
you'll have to-
good.
You'll have to send me that link.
If Ethan was here, I know he would know more about them.
Who?
Ethan,
Oh, I don't know.
microwave.
Oh, Mr. Waves got it.
Yeah, Mr. Wave. So anyways, that's pretty much the opening scene for this episode, and then later we cut to them going to, well, later on, Boba, they're out in the desert and they're talking, and he introduces himself as Boba, and she's like, Boba's dead. So everyone really did think that Boba was dead, which is really cool. And he says, you kind of have an advantage when everyone thinks that you're dead, and of course that's very true. So I like how he had made many trips to, at that time, what was Bib Fortuna's palace, in an attempt to get his ship back. Like, we saw him go up there and use his scope, and we're just scoping it out and see how many guards were there. And of course he was like, not today, there's too many guards, and that just, makes it seem like he's been there many times just trying to get his ship back. And I remember I had told you, Tristan, I really don't know, I don't think they really told us what the time frame was from, like, how long he was in the Sarlacc pit.
Okay, so he made a comment when he went back to the Sarlacc pit that he got out of it years ago. So, what you thought that he was in there for a long time, and I said that he got out there shortly after he was swallowed up.
Right. I mean,
Which
that's what
I believe.
too.
So I actually looked it up, and the events of Book of Boba Fett happened 5 years after the
Episode
Battle of
6.
Yavin. Sorry, no,
Yeah.
not 9 years. 9 years after. So that's 5 years after the second Death Star blew up. So the armor has been. So he's been with the Tuscans for 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, that's what I was trying. That's what I was trying to say. Was I think that the real time skip was like when he was with the Tuscans and all that, or not really time skip, but like
Time jump.
You
kinda
get-
just-
you
yeah.
get
What
I
he
mean.
was doing in the meantime.
Right.
yeah, basically.
Yeah, he was just kind of hanging out with the Tuscans and doing all that, and then after that whole slaughter thing happens, and then him finding Fennec, that's where the action kind of picks back up.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, actually.
One thing I want to comment on is sorry,
No good. Finish.
they he called his ship the what was it, the fire sprayer?
Fire spray.
Fire
Oh
spray,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Fire
Star Wars
spray.
ruined 100%.
Yeah. No, it's
Tristan
not
looked
even.
It up. Tristan looked it up.
I looked it up. According to my source, it's still canonically called the Slave One, but they call it. They don't want to call it that. And honestly, I understand why they don't want to call it that, because that's it could have a bad history to that
Right.
name. But they didn't really change it. They're just calling it out by its model type instead of like.
Yeah,
Its
because that's
name.
just what it is.
Yeah.
A fire spray, whatever.
Yeah,
And,
Fire
they-
spray, whatever.
Yeah, I think they honestly did this in the best way possible, whereas like, not retconning anything, but also not saying the word slave in it. So
Correct.
I
Because
kinda-
we still haven't seen it in the show either. Besides that,
right,
like
of
in
course.
the current time of the show.
Yeah, like this episode
Yeah.
is pretty much when we really saw it, and I'm sure we're gonna see it next episode and probably episode 6. But Okay, sorry. So
No, I just want to comment how much I liked them doing that.
Oh no, of course. Yeah. I remember. I think we mentioned it amongst ourselves. We were talking about it like last year sometime. They actually, I think it was reported that they did change the name, but then like, I
Because
guess
they did the Lego set,
right.
which is just Boba Fett's starship. But
I mean, that's Lego set. I mean,
right,
Right. I mean, that's
they don't. Yeah, they
all
obviously don't
kids.
want to. Lego
if
doesn't
you're
want to do
honest,
that because they have their own standards.
Right.
If you honestly get upset over a Lego set name change from slave to starship, then
You
to
need
go
to find
outside and
something
touch
to
the
do with your
grass.
life.
Right.
You should tell that to the r/saltier than crate with the C subreddit. Speaking of that, we have a subreddit now. I don't think Tristan or Jordan have made any effort in linking it, but we have a subreddit. I moderate it along with Chris.
I've tried to get people to join.
We've
it.
had that.
Yeah, we've had that since last year, Crush. I've tried to get people to join it. So one person had like
Join it or you lose a toe.
what?
Yeah. They will harvest your spleen.
We're not threatening our
Chaotic core brand
I
of
mean,
spleens now on sale.
we went on 2 or 3 years, so we only got 62 subs. If we start threatening people, it's a new approach.
Yeah.
Hey,
know?
threats are the best form of persuasion.
You're not wrong.
They really are.
I don't know if we want to take
I
that
mean,
route just
Right. Yeah.
Right.
No, we can do it. We're not
This could be
monetized.
Exactly.
Join the subreddit, or you'll hear from our lawyer, like you screenshotted our NFT or something.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll be hearing from someone.
You'll be hearing from our lawyers.
That's fair.
Anyway, back to the episode.
Back to the show. So after that whole little talk that they do, they're trying to, getting to know each other. He's like, "Hey, I'm trying to take back my ship. I would like to hire you." And of course, they're having like a bounty hunter to bounty hunter talk. Of course, after he got out of the Sarlacc pit, he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about quitting anyways." And then, he's talking about how the Tusken Raiders made him one of their own. And of course, like you said, it was like around like for 5 years. So he was really, just not wanting to get back into it. He was really just kind of wanting to settle down. So then later on, what happens after that scene? I'm kind of blanking here.
After
They go to
what
kill the
scene?
Sarlacc.
No, that's when they got their ship back. No, what they were that's right. They met up and then they went back to Bib Fortuna's palace, and then they were kind of staking it out. That's what happened. Yeah. And
Right.
And then after that, of course, then they decided to get a closer look, as Fennick said, and they went in person and then actually like snuck in through what kind of looked like the sewers almost, or I don't know what exactly you would call that, but
It's kind of like a
Pipe.
yeah,
It's a drain pipe, I guess. But I mean,
yeah.
there ain't a whole lot of water on Tatooine, if we're being honest.
Literally, there are moisture farmers there, so yeah, there's
I'm
like
saying like standing water.
yeah, no, there's like no water there. They gotta like farm their own water there. They do get the ship back. I want to talk about that little like mini fight scene in the kitchen though.
Droids.
Yeah, a lot of people were referencing to that droid that was chopping up vegetables. It was like General Grievous.
Yes.
I thought that was really funny. I thought that was really funny.
What I liked seeing was the the rat
droid.
catcher droid.
Yeah, that droid. Go ahead.
Because I've only ever seen those
in the Clone
in
Wars.
in Clone Wars. We've never seen one live action, so it's just kind of cool to see one live action.
Exactly. The first time.
How he just shut himself off.
Yeah, he really did. Like what the heck?
He's like,
he literally just, I don't want to do this. Just opened up his little panel and just off.
The first time that we saw that droid, and I told Tristan this, but I don't think he remembered. I don't know if he saw the movie. The very first Star Wars: The Clone Wars movie. I don't know if it's on Disney.
Oh God, that thing.
Yeah, that thing back in like 2000.
It is.
Like 9.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, okay, great. So I can reference that scene where we actually saw that droid. So, for some reason they didn't. I don't know. I think they maybe put the movie on Netflix, but I'm not sure. But anyways,
They put on it's on Disney Plus with everything else.
I'll have to reference the part where we
The
saw it.
yeah, I'm not sure because I mean, they've been in Clone Wars plenty of times.
Yeah, but that's just the very
Like it
first
was
time.
I think the best one was in the Blue Shadow virus
Yes,
arc
that's
where it was
yeah.
Blair was running away from him with the bomb.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly.
That was pretty good.
It was pretty good. So like I said before, they get the ship and they're trying to get it out of what appears to be like a giant like corridor just filled with like crates and other stuff. And of course they fly out of there and then like what Tristan said, they went back to the Sarlacc pit and of course I thought it was dead. And then Tristan said it was alive, and of course
Don't
Tristan was
forget
right.
they before they went to Starlight Pit, they wiped out the speed bikers.
Oh,
That was great.
How could I forget?
Yeah, I
Yes.
love that.
That whole scene.
He didn't.
It was just a good scene. I really liked that.
He
one.
really took his
Yeah.
anger out on them. Like
Because you watch it, like you watch in the background, it's just this dot. It just keeps
Yeah.
getting closer and closer, and then
Something
finally he
bigger.
just unleashes.
right.
Yeah.
Like a horseman of the apocalypse.
Yeah, he was. I could only imagine Fennick, because as soon as they just flew off from the palace, he was like, I got a couple scores to settle. Where do you want to get dropped off? Your debt's been paid. He's like, no, I think I'll stick around for the ride.
Oh yeah, Star Wars ruined. She changed her mind. She's a bounty hunter. Changed her mind.
Changed her
Star Wars ruined.
mind.
Star Wars ruined. Can't watch a show. Unwatchable. Bad. 0 out of 10.
So anyways, I can only imagine Fennick. She's just like, I wonder what scores he's got to settle. And then he just unleashes on this biker gang. And he's just like, oh, okay.
Absolutely just
All right.
friggin' deletes them from reality.
He literally did that those last two bikes. Or it might have been one with
It was two
people.
guys on one bike, and he
Yeah.
just torpedoes them.
He just fucking
He didn't need
torpedoes
to.
them.
He could have blasted them just the same.
I thought he was gonna. Me and Tristan kind of thought he was gonna use the
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 charge.
seismic, yeah, just
seismic charge. Yeah,
I feel like it wouldn't have worked out well, like just strategy wise though for him.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
there would
he
have
would've-
to be some like really fancy flying to pull that off.
He would have had to fly in front of him and then drop it, and hopefully it timed correctly. But
Yeah, pretty much
It was
just a
too-
bomb.
that'd be too quick anyway. He'd like,
yeah, he
Yeah.
wanted them
Yeah.
to suffer.
yeah.
He wanted the fear in their eyes. That's exactly what
Yeah.
he got.
Because he started from the back and he moved up. He didn't.
Right.
Just,
Yeah.
They didn't even.
the people in the front were definitely pissing themselves.
They didn't even notice until some of them just started like flying in front, and they were like, "Hey, what are you doing up there?" It's like, "Oh, there's a ship behind us."
Oh no!
Yeah, that was
Man is angry.
that was a really good scene. They definitely deserved it. Because they like killed his whole family basically for 5 years. I mean, yeah, I would
Yeah.
have done it too.
Just murdered all the Tuscans. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, so they do go back to the Sarlacc pit. I like when he leans in and shines the light. I initially thought when he was going there he was gonna drop a seismic charge or do something and like kill it. And then I was like,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and then I was like, it does look dead. And then of course Tristan, like I said, he said that it wasn't.
Yeah, because Jordan's argument
Yeah.
was that he thought that Boba killed him, and I'm like, I remember a
in the
long
very
while
first
ago
episode
seeing,
that he did.
yeah, I remember a long while ago seeing like a diagram of like what the Sarlacc
Oh
pit
yeah,
is,
yeah, me too.
and it is a very very large creature.
It is very
like,
long.
Hmm.
It's like a
yeah, so
football field.
I kept telling Jordan, I'm like, yeah, just a little like 3rd-degree burns here and there, and a little cut. That's not gonna like absolutely kill it. So I said that yeah, it's still alive.
Yeah. See, my thing was like, I thought he was just gonna straight out kill it
Yeah,
because
I
I
thought so,
figured he
too.
was like, halfway conscious when the Jawas were taking his armor off.
that's what we thought.
I was like, he knows that some Jawas have his armor, and he's just going back to the Sarlacc pit to just kill it.
Right, it's
Why
another
not?
one of his scores.
But
to settle.
then, right, but then he does what he does.
Right, and of course it tries to drag him down in. I'm like, oh shit. And of course he can't shoot it because his guns are in an awkward spot.
Yeah, he tries, but they're back away from it. He can't shoot into it.
Right. So then of course Fennec gets the bright idea and she actually drops a seismic charge, and it like kind of, but it comes from the back, so it just kind of slowly drops down into like the little crevice going into the Sarlacc pit itself. And I was like, oh geez, that thing's timed. They better do it quick. And it almost looked like she kind of pressed the button and made it go off, but I could have been imagining that.
No, I think it was just timed.
Yeah, so then of course it ate it, and then I thought
I think the funniest thing about that was her trying to reach the button.
Right.
Her like just stretching for that thing.
But then she like unbuckled herself, and of course she fell straight down, and I was like, I wonder how she's gonna jump back up, because it looked like it was pretty far, but then apparently it wasn't. So then it actually eats the seismic charge, and then I've of course thought that's a little danger close. I thought back from episode 2.
A little bit.
When they were in the asteroid field, just the sheer radius of the seismic charge, I thought they would have like gotten blown up from it, but apparently under all that sand it really didn't do that much, but it definitely killed the thing. So then he actually ventures down into the now dead carcass of said Sarlacc pit and tries to look for his armor, and that's when I kind of got confused. I was like, I'm just like you said, Chris, I was sure that he was awake enough to where he realized that the Jawas were taking his armor, but of course he somehow forgot that. So they just kind of camp it out, and they're talking about taking over, or he's talking about taking over Bib Fortuna's place, and then I think that's pretty much it. Just kind of jumps to him now being like in Bib's spot as daimyo of Tatooine, or Mos Espa at least.
No, what you get, he comes back up and then comes out of the back to tank, and then you have the whole thing of congratulations, you're now fully healed.
Yeah.
Because all these flashbacks start happening like, while he's sitting there in the back to tank healing.
Right, he's just kind of thinking about, he's dreaming about everything he's been through. So part of me really wants to watch episode 6 and then watch all of the flashbacks in this whole show, and then go to The Mandalorian season 1 and then Mandalorian season 2, and then watch the rest of the Book of Boba Fett, or at least until where he meets Mando. You know what I mean? Part of me kind of wants to do that, but that'll take a while. So, because I remember me and you, Tristan, we had a whole marathon going, and we still didn't even really finish it because we were watching Rebels, and we didn't even do that, and then we kind of screwed off our marathon by going to watch episode 5 with Alden again in theaters. Yeah, which was very fun, by the way. So then what happens after that, after he gets out of the... he's talking to Fennick about the whereabouts of the mare. We still can't find the mare. If you remember back from the last episode, the, I guess the speaker for the mare kind of lied to Boba and Fennick, saying that he was, busy at the time. And, of course, they forced their way into that back room where their mare originally was. And, of course, he wasn't there. And then the guy just goes running off and tries to escape, I guess, the city in a speeder. And then we have that whole terrible speeder chase down with the Power Ranger speeders.
The biggest problem I had with that scene was it didn't feel like a chase. It just felt slow.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Are we talking?
Said that. Yeah, no, I'm just referencing what happened last time.
Yeah.
The fact that we can't find the mare, and he's still missing. And then he was warning of a incoming war with the Pikes, and we kind of found that out in the last episode, that the Pikes were kind of siding with the mare. But of course we still can't find the mare, so we don't know where he's at, so we can't really beat information out of him,
Yeah,
Crazy.
can't beat him off for information.
No, we can't. We're not beating off people for information.
I mean, I think
I mean, not
that'd
in this
be,
server, and the other one maybe.
Okay. What else happens? Do we just cut straight to the bar scene after that? Or no. We cut to the. No, we do. We cut to the bar scene with what was that Wookiee's name again? It started with
Kassan.
Kassan.
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
Guys of the Star Wars
Chrysanthemum.
podcast.
Shut up.
These men run a Star Wars podcast. I can't remember that.
These men.
I can remember it. I can't
These
pronounce it.
rapscallions, these fools.
Shut up.
These
Chris.
absolute buffoons.
We've been bamboozled. We've quite possibly been bamboozled.
These astute gentlemen.
Cut ahead a little bit to the bar that Twi'lek owns. I remember going through the podcast and we actually somehow got her confused with the mayor. We remember when we first in episode 1. I don't know, episode 1 we kind of like thought that she was the mayor for some reason because they said that they were gonna go see the mayor and then of course they go see this barmaid or this lady that owns the bar. But either way, but so we go to this bar and Chrysanthemum is there, and he's having like Vietnam flashbacks by looking at these Trogdosians, and I told Tristan, I don't know if he remembered or not, back in like the first season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where Ahsoka gets taken by a couple bounty hunter Trogdosians.
I don't think that was the first season. That was like.
Was that not the first season?
That was like season.
Was that at least season 2? She was still very young. She was still.
No, she was. It was like season 3 or 4.
Okay, maybe season 3. I'll have to find it.
It was like it was near the end of the season, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and that's the very first time in Clone Wars that we actually met Chewbacca. And
oh yeah, that's right. He shows up during that.
So apparently, the Trogdosians would capture like a couple Wookiees here and there, and I mean.
Trandoshans and Wookiees have like feuds going way back. It's basically just a kill on sight thing for both of them.
Right. So I'm imagining that he's having some like Vietnam flashbacks.
And I mean, you gotta think he was also, I'm sure.
Well, he was a warrior
during his he was a gladiator. So I'm sure they probably put him up against a few Trandoshans in that time.
Yeah, or he was made into a gladiator for the Trogdosians entertainment.
I don't remember if that's. I don't know much about, because I know that most of that stuff is like comics stuff.
Yeah.
Or like all that is comics.
He is completely comic from the comics.
Well, not anymore.
Well, not anymore. No, but he was. He was. Yeah. So, but yeah. So he literally just like starts beating up these Trogdosians that are like winning at whatever gambling game that they're playing. Just totally ruins their day. And I know, Tristan, you were like, oh, rip his arms off. Like, he grabbed the one and just, like, held him up in the air. And we thought that he was going to Chewbacca style, like, rip off his arms. Which, of course, he ended up doing.
They ripped off one.
Hey, he only ripped off one arm.
Ripped off the one, but still. I like how the Twi'lek
Star Wars podcast.
Star Wars podcast.
I like how she was trying to talk him down and saying all this stuff to really just talk him down, really talking to him real sweet like, and then he just like ends up doing it anyway. She's like, if you let them go, I'll let your tab
forgive your bar
go.
tab.
Yeah. And she made it sound like he owed a lot, and he just does it anyway. He's just like, nah, this is worth it more.
To be fair, I feel like it probably was a lot because I mean, the size of that lad.
Yeah,
he probably down some.
Probably takes a lot.
Quite a lad, yeah.
Probably takes a lot to get him a little, feeling it. But he ended up like paying her anyways, so I feel like he had the money
he
anyways.
just dropped some coins into the that one other like server's hands.
Oh yeah. I feel like he just had the money anyways, and he just wanted like to hear her sweet talk him and everything, and he was just like, nah, I got the money, this is worth it. He like really needed that. He really needed that. So then Boba meets him like at the bar and then walks outside and grabs him. He's like, "Hey, looks like you," or he's like, "Hey, I'd like to like hire you for a job." I'm guessing it's just adding him to his fighting force, I guess. His muscle.
Yeah, because I mean, during the next thing, he's just kind of standing there,
right. He's just
being
gonna
a
be a
presence.
bodyguard. Whether or not he's gonna work for him like full time or.
I feel like he is.
Because Fennick kind of sounds like she kind of stopped the bounty hunting gig just to be with Boba and his
Right.
his reign. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, she's just with him. She's basically second in command at this point.
right.
She single-handedly ruined Star Wars by changing her mind.
Shut up, Courage.
We get it.
No.
So
You guys have to suffer.
This man.
okay, I'm already suffering. So anyways, Boba is hosting a dinner party in the next scene with I think he said that they were all like captains of their
They
were
little quarter.
Yeah, they were the families of Mos Espa, and they were
Kind of like the
they
mob.
kind of basically
yeah.
They were like they served Jabba during his time, and then
Right.
Bib. But then when
When Bib
all that happened,
yeah,
they just split off.
I think he said when Bib
I think they said that they didn't follow Bib.
Yeah, because Bib was like a terrible leader. Not that he was like worse than Jabba, like more controlling, but that he just didn't know what to do or something.
Yeah.
Which I can kind of see.
Like Jabba was just, bad, but he knew what he was doing.
Right.
Bib just didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was kind of like an idiot. Sounds
Yeah.
like, from the sounds of it. So then, he's like, hey, I'm here now, and I'm hoping that you guys will be. Well, actually, no. I thought he was gonna actually recruit them, like what Jabba had, but in the end, he ended up saying, there's gonna be a war between my force, what I have going for me right now, and the Pikes, because the Pikes were siding with the mayor, and I think he said that somehow they were stopping trade of like spices and screwing up other things.
No, they were trading spice.
They
Pikes
were
are
using
trading
it for
spice.
so it only benefited them, and he was basically saying that that this is actually hurting all of like Tatooine's wealth. Like the words that he used directly were they're draining Tatooine of its wealth.
Right. Yeah. So then,
to where they're taking it all for themselves and not really.
Right. Yeah, working together to make even more money. And then I remember one guy was really just like pounding him with questions, like why should we follow you?
Oh yeah, the mutated Who from Whoville.
Yeah, I've never seen that his species, whatever he is. I've seen the other two. Of course, one of them was Tradition, but
Yeah, I feel like that dude's gonna like try something.
Yeah, I feel like he's not gonna keep his end of the deal up because he was just like, hey, don't get in the middle. I want you all. If you're not gonna join me, at least remain neutral. And of course, they all agreed to remain neutral.
On the surface, yeah.
But the Trandoshans said he was like, we benefit from the Pikes trading spice, so I feel like they're probably gonna turn.
Yeah.
That too, yeah.
I mean, I got more bad vibes from the other dude, but
Yeah, that's also true.
Trandoshans are known to, I feel like, backstab and.
I mean, who's to say that it's not both of them?
Right, that's true.
Turn against them,
Yeah. I mean, Boba even said himself, he's like, I don't trust him to,
you can't trust anybody.
keep that up, but.
Right, exactly.
But then maybe he'll reward the like towards the end he'll reward those that kept their end of the bargain, and then they'll be like, okay, this guy's cool.
Right. Yeah, maybe they'll do more deals.
Let's join up. Yeah.
Exactly. Which I think is like eventually what he wants to do, because he said he wants to rule with respect and not fear, so like they'll respect each other and maybe they'll form like a deal,
Yeah.
But either way, he's by the end of the whole thing, he's like, hey, we need more muscle, and then she's just like, how much credits do we have in the treasury? And he's like, oh, I've got enough, don't you worry. And then he's like, I need muscle, not money. And she's like, well, you use money to buy muscle. And then you just hear the Mandalorian theme playing in the background.
Yeah,
it was pretty solid. I know someone had said that it was going to be teased. I thought we were actually going to get a look at him, but that was a pretty big tease anyways. And I already kind of knew that the next episode was going to be the Mandalorian, so I can't wait to see that. So, but yeah, I thought we were going to see more of the Rancor, because in the previous episode, we
honestly
just got him. I mean, we only saw a little bit at the dinner party. They were like, hey, what's stopping us from really, not killing you right here, right now, and taking the daimyo
oh yeah,
name,
and then it just grabs the crate.
Yeah, it grabs the floor and just like, hey, I'm down here, I can hear you. It was kind of well timed. I don't know whether you timed that perfectly. Like Danny Trevajo is down there. He's like,
this man just can't pronounce anything today.
It's
Danny Trevago.
Trevajo.
He's Hispanic, is he not? You pronounce the J like an H.
Yeah, but you said Trevajo, like it's trail.
If I could see it, I would know how to pronounce it. Okay, I was reaching from the back
got
of
a Star Wars podcast here.
You added He's not. I'm just saying, dude. No, I'm just saying. You added like 2 more letters that weren't.
All right, listen, Chief, listen.
Anyway, we don't know if Danny Trejo, because that's how it's pronounced, trained him to, react to such a sentence.
Right, and that was
a certain time.
Pretty cool. He was like, "Hey, let's really like scare these people," Did anyone have a favorite part in this whole episode so far?
The Mandalorian
theme.
Yeah.
At the end, that was pretty.
When he didn't call his ship the Slave One because the amount of people it pissed off, that gave me a lot.
What was your actual favorite parts?
No, that one. I thought it was funny because I'm like, I'm gonna see this on Saltier Than Crate tomorrow, and it's gonna be so funny.
Okay. What about you, Chris?
I think the Sarlacc pit, just the whole Sarlacc pit scene.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I really don't know what my favorite part was. I'd probably have to say maybe the beginning, where we learned that he picked her up. It was, that's right. He was in the desert and he was eaten with his space buffalo. Tristan, what did you? I don't care what its name. I don't care what its name, man. With the Star Wars podcast,
we know it's a bantha. We just like it. We just like calling it Space Buffalo.
I think Jordan forgot, and he
no,
admit it.
I know it's the bantha.
He definitely forgot. He forgot.
It's the
he forgot.
The way that
he definitely forgot.
It's the way that.
In his defense, we have been calling it the Space Buffalo and the Space Cow.
It's the way that Tamora Morrison says it. Bantha. It's kind of funny. The way he says things are funny. He was eating with the bantha in the desert, and throws like a whole like space chicken. They have a name. Feeds it, and then he's like, oh, he's just bonding with a space buffalo. And then there's like these flares like up in the sky, and I was like, oh, that's
admittedly. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Admittedly, I didn't know what they were at first. And then
I didn't either.
In like the second flare went off, I kind of pieced together like, is that what I think? I wasn't entirely sure, but I had a hunch that it was what it was.
I'm wondering.
Yeah, and then.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, because I didn't figure it out at first, and then I was like, wait. And I went back and rewatched that episode of Mando, and was like, oh, yeah, that's what that was.
I'm wondering because, I can't remember. Did she like actively try to kill him, or was she a target for?
She was. I think she was trying to get Grogu.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't she?
No. She was the bounty.
Oh,
they were after her.
Oh,
and then she was trying to talk to the other guy. I can't remember his name right.
Yeah, the other guy that was with Din Djarin.
Yeah, she was trying to be like, hey, a Mandalorian shot up the guild on Navarro and took a high value target. And so she's basically just like,
Turned him against.
telling him that's like,
That's a lot more
hey,
money
if
than
you
I
go
would.
kill him, take that bounty target in, you're gonna be rich.
Right.
Like she was saying, his best car armor alone is worth more than my bounty.
Right.
So then he was like, oh yeah, that's right. And then he just shoots her right in the stomach. Leaves her there.
Yeah, for some reason I thought that Mando did that because I think she tried to kill him first.
No,
But,
the other guy did that.
yeah, okay. I'm glad that you cleared that up because I was getting ready to just say, I wonder what Mando's
Yeah, because
reaction
I
is going to
also
be like.
forgot that.
Yeah, I wonder what Mando's reaction is going to be like in the next episode if they see eye to eye, is like, hey, I'm still alive. You know what I mean?
They
They
already
already
met.
did that in Mandalorian.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't change his
Oh
mind
yeah, that's right. Shit, I totally
Yeah,
forgot
on
about that. What?
Typhon.
Damn. Yeah, that. I mean, granted, that was like a year, maybe. Yeah, that was last year. Yeah, I just kind of forgot about everything.
though. I really need to rewatch The Mandalorian. It was such a good show.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting season 3 this year. I think they said they had to push it back, for some stupid reason.
Isn't Kenobi coming out this year?
Yeah, Kenobi
So,
is
yeah.
not gonna be coming out on May 4th. It's gonna be coming out in the month of May. I'm hoping either it's gonna come out in May or maybe even July or June. Because a lot of people were speculating that Moon Knight was gonna have two episodes in the first week. And then the only way that would, the way that we would benefit from that would be that, the first 2 episodes we'd get in the first week, and then it would end the week before May the 4th. So the Kenobi show would air on May the 4th, but that's not going to happen now. So it's unfortunate, but anyways.
Damn.
But I mean, hey, at least it's not. I think it's still gonna try and air the month of May. If not, then June. But I mean, we're getting closer, so just can't really wait for that. But I think, did anyone else have anything else that they wanted to say about the episode?
No.
I'm
No?
solid.
No, yeah, it was a pretty good episode. Thanks for listening. Glad to be back from a long hiatus, like I said before. You can follow us on Twitch. Mine is twitch.tv/hotpocket61. Tristan mainly just streams on the channel. Chris, Courage, did you guys want to put in anything?
The subreddit.
Oh, yes, I will definitely be linking that. Chris, Courage? No?
I don't have anything.
No?
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next episode.